Hello, I'm Derek Giant Johnson. Today's video, I wanted to use shimoneta to explore how sexual repression harms and how it fucking manifests. For those of you not aware with shimoneta, I'd like to basically do a little footnotes version of it yet. Shimoneta is about a world where the horny cops have taken over. Essentially, people are not only not allowed to learn about sex, like even the bare basics in schools anymore. Anybody who's caught saying anything dirty, doing anything dirty, jerking off to porn, anything like that, is basically thrown into a fucking forced labor camp. Our heroes are part of a group against this that fights for freedom of expression, but also for quality sex education. And the leader is a hilariously foul-mouthed girl named Ayame Kajao. Sorry if I got the pronunciation wrong. But basically, she fights against this by throwing dirty playing cards, saying banned words, and wearing a pair of panties and a bath towel, and only that as her disguise. She works on the student council in her day form of a shy, nerdy, mild-mannered girl with her friend Anna and a bunch of other kids. Basically, the way it works with now getting into how it actually does a pretty good job of showing an albeit exaggerated form of repression. Anna, who is basically the head of the student council and is shown to be impossibly pure and sweet and demure, mostly due to the fact that her mom is actually one of the higher-ups in this pretty evil government, to the point where she sees a clearly lewd drawing of a woman with a genitalia-shaped mushroom between her tits and her tongue out in a clearly suggestive manner as a perfectly innocent and cute photo of just a mushroom. Round episode 3, she, while out and about, gets accidentally kissed by an undercover Tanukichi, who I believe was doing ops for s3xu, which is IMS sex terrorist organization. Basically, this kiss actually is her sexual awakening. However, unfortunately, due to the fact that she never learned how to properly control her lust or how to properly express sexual feelings, she kinda sort of goes crazy, becoming completely obsessed with Tanukichi to the point where she even threatens other women she sees around her. Now, while this is exaggerated, again, after you've repressed those urges for so long, when they first coming out, it really can just feel like a fucking whole floodgate coming out. As shown by her when she's basically sucking on her finger down, thinking to herself about how wonderful this feels, how this must be love. It's also pretty normal for people who have been repressed who are just having those feelings awakened to basically confuse those feelings with love or become hyper-fixated on the ones who opened the floodgates. Of course, not to a stalkerish degree, but still a pretty unhealthy fixation. Basically, But again, this shows Anna clearly being hyperfixated. And I'm going to discuss sexual assault for this next part, so you may want to skip it. Anna basically becomes a creepy rapist, even breaking into his house and forcibly having sex with him while he's on the ground in his sleep. Yeah. However, this is to show that Anna clearly doesn't understand proper boundaries because, well, she was never taught consent or literally just healthy ways to explore these fucking feelings. And while no, not everybody who is horribly sexually repressed becomes a rapist. In fact, if that happened to everyone, rape would be a lot more common than it is now. However, it does show that, again, that the proper feelings behind those, that people don't know how to control these urges. They're not sure of proper ways to explore their body, or they're scared of them because they haven't learned how to. Another thing Anna does is she even boy, what's the family friendly way to say this? She puts her special fluid into cookies for him, which she calls her love nectar. And I know I shouldn't be laughing because this is a pretty creepy and gross thing to do, but the scene actually is pretty funny, as, again, it basically shows these fucking Puritans what would actually happen in their dream world, or an exaggerated version of it. And the show actually handles the topic of repression very well by showing it as something that deeply harms the person who's repressed and keeps them from having a proper, healthy social growth. Also by showing that these people who are repressed are not 100% prepared to deal with proper adult relationships yet. There's even a scene where they go in to try to teach the kids sex ed, and these kids don't know anything, even the bare basics. And they're all supposed to be in high school around 17 or 18. While this wasn't perfect, it was my little thing on shimoneta and repression. And there's so many more topics I can explore through the show. If y'all want to see more, just comment down below. Lots of favorite day. Bye.